Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. 24-year-old Arsenal star says he is still not fully fit despite returning. Arsenal's Japanese defender Takehiro Tomiyasu says he is still not feeling fully fit after last season's injury issues. That's via an interview with Football London after Arsenal's 2-1 win against Nottingham Forest on Saturday. Tomiyasu seemed reluctant to talk about his fitness at first, but eventually gave an update. Tomiyasu, when asked to rate his fitness out of 10, said, "I don't know. It can be better, you know. I never say 10. I think I feel 100%. I never say 10, but I'm feeling good." Tomiyasu has already had two serious injuries at Arsenal since he joined the club, initially being bothered by a lengthy calf issue in 2022. He then underwent knee surgery earlier this year. Tomiyasu, who started on the bench for Arsenal on Saturday, was needed when Kieran Tierney pulled out with an injury. And given Tomiyasu's uncertainty about his own fitness, Arsenal fans will hope he is up to full speed in the games to come. It's already very evident how much manager Mikel Arteta will need to be able to rely on his whole squad this season. Also, he will definitely start games this season. Having a player of Tomiyasu's quality on bench at Arsenal is the sign of the progress they have made. The results of Arsenal's summer transfer window were there for all to see on Saturday. Declan Rice and Kai Havertz both looked very promising in their league debuts. And unlike the injuries to William Saliba and Gabriel Jesus last season, a couple of injuries shouldn't derail Arsenal thus. Tomiyasu already proved on Saturday just how strong Arsenal's options are if there is an unexpected injury, and whilst everyone at the club will be hoping Kieran Tierney is back swiftly, Arsenal can cope with his absence. Although Arsenal didn't look entirely seamless on Saturday in their narrow win, they do look well set up for the season ahead. Eddie Nketiah says 24-year-old Arsenal player is always early to training. He is brilliant. Eddie Nketiah took a chance to applaud his teammate and captain Martin Odegaard after Arsenal's opening win against Nottingham Forest. Nketiah, who was speaking to Norway's Viaplay Football via X, waxed lyrical about Ødegaard both on the pitch and off it. Nketiah shared he sets a great example with every aspect of his game and his conduct as a person. Nketiah said, "He is amazing just to play with. I enjoy playing with him so much. He is such a creative player. I like to make runs and behind, and he always looks for me. Off the field as well, he is such a good guy, really good disciplined player, always on time and working hard, and his experience as well, and just how he is with the boys as well. We are delighted to have such a good player as our captain." Glowing praise indeed from Nketiah for Ødegaard, who looks like he may have a slightly different role on the pitch for Arsenal this season. Whilst he will still get in plenty of advanced areas, it seems he will provide a tad more defensive structure with his positioning. That is of course because Kai Havertz is replacing Granit Xhaka on the left side of the midfield three, and Havertz clearly has more attacking instincts and will be given a license to pursue them. Nketiah himself will also be very happy with his display in the 2-1 victory. The striker scored the opening goal with a tidy finish after Gabriel Martinelli freed him with a quite sensational bit of skill. Nketiah will of course be trying to impress manager Mikel Arteta in the absence of Gabriel Jesus. The English striker will hope to give Arteta a big problem once both strikers are fit, but with so many players such as Nketiah and Ødegaard playing so well at Arsenal, it won't exactly be a headache for the manager. Arsenal's next league fixture comes away to Crystal Palace next Monday, and the side will be hoping to continue their positive start. Arteta's side started last season with incredible pace and will have a tough task to match that in these early weeks. Eddie Nketiah thinks 22-year-old Arsenal player is absolutely magic after Nottingham Forest win. Arsenal forward Eddie Nketiah has suggested that teammate Gabriel Martinelli is magic after their win over Nottingham Forest. Nketiah posted on Instagram after Arsenal got their Premier League campaign of the perfect start. Mikel Arteta had several big decisions to make ahead of the start of the league season. Losing Gabriel Jesus to injury has meant already having to shuffle his pack before the campaign had even begun. In the Community Shield, Kai Havertz was given the nod to start up top. He did well, but missed two key chances and was dropped into midfield on Saturday. That allowed Eddie Nketiah to start the match, and he delivered straight away, scoring Arsenal's first league goal of the season. Nketiah was indebted to the magic work of Gabriel Martinelli to open the scoring for Arsenal. The young Brazilian did magnificently to avoid two Forest defenders with a fantastic flick that set Nketiah up. The 24-year-old forward posted on his Instagram after the match and shared a picture of the pair together with the caption, Magic. Mikel Arteta singled out Martinelli for praise after the match, as he started this campaign the same way he finished the last one. The 22-year-old looks more and more like a real bargain after being signed for £6 million from Ituano in 2019. It hasn't taken him too long to adapt to English football, and despite increasing competition for his place in the side, he doesn't look set to drop out of the team anytime soon. Arsenal tend to concentrate their attacks down the right-hand side, with Bukayo Saka and Ben White combining brilliantly. That tends to provide Martinelli with more space when it's his turn to attack, and that's where he thrives. If Kai Havertz is going to regularly play as a number 8 for Arsenal, he is going to need to link up with the Brazilian as much as possible. Few Arsenal fans will disagree with Nketiah that Martinelli has been magic for the Gunners recently. There doesn't appear to be a weak spot in Arsenal's attack right now, as Nottingham Forest discovered on Saturday. Rio Ferdinand tips important Arsenal star to emulate Mo Salah's goal-scoring numbers. Rio Ferdinand has high hopes for Bukayo Saka. The Arsenal winger was one of the only players in the Premier League to reach double figures for goal and assist last season, and after netting an opening day beauty against Nottingham Forest on Saturday, the young Englishman has picked up right where he left off. And praising the 21-year-old, as well as comparing his output to what Mohamed Salah regularly achieves, former Manchester United defender Ferdinand believes it's only a matter of time before Arsenal's number 7 matches the world-class Egypt international. Ferdinand told TNT Sports the following: "You have got to remember Salah was hitting late 20s, 30 goals a season consistently. He's got to get to that. I think he will. I think his importance to the team is the big thing. He is so important to this Arsenal team. One of it, not the most important player in this team. I think if you are going to talk about the top right wingers in the world, he is in the top 3 without a question of doubt for me." There won't be a single Arsenal fan out there who disagrees with Ferdinand's assessment and prediction. Despite making his breakthrough as a left wing back, Saka, now a full established right-sided winger, has undoubtedly been the driving force behind Mikel Arteta's recent revolution, and already valued at a whopping £120 million by transfer market, as well as having an active contract that is not set to expire until 2027. The Gunners' future with Saka leading their attack certainly seems bright. Champions League club now desperate to sign £30 million Arsenal player this summer. Scottish champions Celtic are now desperate to sign defender Kieran Tierney from Arsenal this summer. That's according to journalist Rudy Galetti, who was speaking to Give Me Sport about the fullback. With less than 3 weeks left in the transfer window, Mikel Arteta will want his squad finalized very soon. There are still incomings expected, with David Raya likely to join the club very soon. However, Arsenal need to start moving players on, as their squad is too big for the Premier League and the Champions League. Arteta provided a clue on Saturday when he named his matchday squad to show who was still in his plans this season. And despite insisting that he wanted to keep Kieran Tierney at Arsenal, he wasn't in the starting lineup or on the bench. Arsenal originally signed Tierney from Celtic back in 2019, but he could now make a sensational return to his boyhood club. It would be a real coup for Brendan Rodgers' side, but whether the finances make sense is another matter. Speaking to Give Me Sport about the 26-year-old, Galati said, "At this moment, Kieran Tierney is the hottest name for Celtic." Brendan Rodgers, in his statement, wants to dampen spirits over whether his return to Scotland is possible, but the Arsenal player is, for sure, one of the most appreciated players by Celtic. Arsenal have asked for around 25 million or 30 million pound to let him go permanently, but a transfer on loan is also considered an option. Arsenal brought in Jurriën Timber from Ajax this summer, and it initially looked he would be competition for Ben White. However, he was selected at left back against Nottingham Forest and performed well before going off injured. Takehiro Tomiyasu was brought on to replace him, with Tierney nowhere to be seen. The seriousness of Timber's injury might decide whether the Scottish international can leave. A return to Celtic for Tierney would be a very romantic choice for the Arsenal defender. However, if a Premier League club shows interest in the 26-year-old, they may struggle to compete financially to sign the fullback. Arteta explains how he is going to manage his big talented squad this season. Mikel Arteta is a happy man this new season, and this is not just because his side beat Nottingham Forest 2-1, but because he now has a big quality squad. He has a beautiful headache of deciding who to play and who not to play. Arteta said, "That's what we have been trying to do, increase the depth of the squad and the quality as well, and the ability to be more flexible. Having that ability is something that, as a coach, you really want. You saw that in the game against Manchester City, and the moment we changed the game with the formation, we put some quality players on the pitch with a different freshness and a lot of creativity, and all the things started to happen in the game. Trossard scored the goal, Fabio scored the winner, and those finishers are going to be really, really important." On what he will do to make sure every of his players gets a chance to play, he added, "I think you have to treat everybody the same. You have to make them important, and in order to do that, they have to play football matches. Football is a collective sport, and only 11 players play, and then there are other 11 players most of the time that are not happy with the situation. It's how we deal with that. Every 3 days, we'll have a game, and I will tell you a lot about the human being and the professional when you are playing and when you are not. What is your actual contribution to the team? We want players that have that feeling that they are happy when the team wins because it's a team sport." This 23-24 league campaign could be Arsenal's season. The 2-1 Forest win was just the start of a title-winning Premier League run. Arsenal considering move for 26-year-old midfield star who would be open to a move. Arsenal have been linked with a move for the Italian international midfielder Nicolo Barella. The 26-year-old has been a key player for Inter Milan over the years, and he played a key role in the run to the Champions League finals last season. A report from Football Transfers claim that the player has indicated that he could be open to a move to the Premier League club, and Arsenal are weighing up a potential approach. The Gunners could use a quality central midfielder like Barella, and it remains to be seen whether they can agree on a deal with the Italian outfit. The report further states that Barella's arrival would signal the end of Thomas' party at the London club. Arsenal have already signed Declan Rice for a British transfer record fee earlier this summer, but they need to pair him with a quality central midfielder who knows how to control the tempo of the game and add a bit of craft and technical ability to the side as well. Barella certainly has the attributes to succeed in English football, and he could prove to be a key player for the Gunners next season. Arsenal will be hoping to challenge for the league title, and they need top-class players in order to match up to the likes of Manchester City. Someone like Barella could transform them in the middle of the park alongside Rice. However, the midfielder is likely to cost in excess of 70 million euros this summer. It remains to be seen if Arsenal will try to sign him. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.